7 signs they like you so much they can't hide it anymore. The Stoic hub. Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and just knew they were hiding something? Not in a negative way, but more like they were fighting the urge to smile or resisting the temptation to linger in that brief moment of contact. Sometimes people fall for you without fully realizing it, and they try their best to keep it under wraps. But sooner or later, their true feelings shine through. Despite their best efforts, their body language shifts, their voice softens, and their energy becomes more evident, no longer able to hide what's in their heart. Welcome to Stoicism. Win, where we explore the complexities of human emotions through psychology and storytelling today. We're unlocking the undeniable signs that someone is so drawn to you they can no longer conceal. These aren't the typical tips you often hear, but subtle emotional cues rooted in the psychology of attraction. Let's dive in. Sign 1. Their eyes apologize for wanting you. When someone harbors feelings for you, their eyes often betray them in ways they can't hide, even if they try. The eyes are windows to the soul, and in moments of attraction, they reveal a truth. Too powerful to suppress? You might catch them glancing at you when they think you're not looking yet. When your eyes meet, they instinctively dart away, almost as though they fear being discovered. This split-second hesitation, this shy retreat signifies a deep internal conflict. It's the psychological phenomenon known as cognitive dissonance, a tug of war between their desire to connect and their attempt to keep their emotions veiled. It's like a silent battle between wanting intimacy and safeguarding one's pride. Neuroscientists have long known that eye contact triggers the release of dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. This rush of pleasure drives the desire for more connection, making their gaze feel magnetic yet fleeting. As if it's a forbidden pleasure, they can't fully indulge in the teachings of old Stoic wisdom. Remind us to embrace restraint. Yet human nature often finds itself pulled towards the very thing it must control their eyes. Despite themselves seek out that fleeting connection with you, caught between longing and self-discipline. It's a delicate dance of vulnerability and willpower, a silent confession. Only their eyes can make a confession that the Stoic mind would understand. Though not without effort, they fear the judgment that might come with letting their feelings be known, so their eyes apologize. They dart away before their truth becomes undeniable. The internal struggle they face is both a powerful testament to their attraction and their need for control, echoing the old Stoic principle of mastering one's impulses while acknowledging their very existence. Remember, the eyes never lie when you notice this subtle yet telling behavior. Take it as a sign that someone is trying to hide something that's not as easy to conceal as they'd like. It's not a weakness to feel attraction, it's human. But like the eye and mind of the Stoic, it takes great strength to master those urges and show restraint. When someone's gaze lingers and then quickly withdraws, it's an indication of a deep yet hidden connection, a dance between wanting to act on their feelings and the discipline of holding back. Recognize it for what it is, an invitation to get closer if you have the courage to look past the surface, but never mistake hesitation for indifference. Instead, see it as a sign of deep emotional conflict, a sign of a connection that goes beyond mere attraction in life. It's important to trust the subtle signs of connection. The eye is one of the most honest instruments we have. It speaks volumes without a single word. Whether you're a man of action or someone who values emotional intelligence, understanding these silent signals is crucial in reading. People do not ignore the power of eye contact, for it can reveal things that words might fail to convey. If you find someone's gaze lingering and they quickly look away, remember that this is a delicate human moment, balancing between desire and restraint, and don't be too quick to dismiss. After all, the old Stoic wisdom tells us that the way we master our emotions reflects the true strength of our character. Recognizing this internal battle is just one step toward understanding the deeper connection forming beneath the surface sign. 2. Their body angles toward you even when they're not talking. In life, the most subtle actions often reveal the deepest truths when someone likes you. Even their body will betray their feelings before they ever speak a word. Picture this: you're in a room, and despite the conversation flowing elsewhere, their body angles towards you. This isn't just coincidence, it's a powerful, subconscious signal that says, I want to be near you in the timeless wisdom of old Stoic teachings. We learn that human actions speak louder than words. What you do, how you carry yourself, and the way you engage with others holds far more weight than any verbal expression. It's about presence, energy, and connection, the very essence of Stoic rules when they lean in or shift their posture to face you. Their body language is offering a window into their true emotions. It's the embodiment of unspoken desire and attraction, the kind that transcends words and is rooted in human instinct, even in group conversations when all eyes aren't on them. The orientation of their feet, torso, or shoulders speaks volumes. This isn't something they consciously plan, but rather a natural human response that reflects a deeper emotional investment, much like the paths of wisdom outlined in ancient Stoic philosophy. Psychologist Albert Mehrabian's research reinforces this, revealing that over half of communication is nonverbal. This is why, no matter how much they try to hide, their physical alignment is an undeniable indicator that they are emotionally drawn to you. Their gestures, body language, even the way they mirror your movements, these are all part of an unspoken rapport that builds trust and connection. So pay attention. It's not always what they say, but what their body reveals that can tell you everything about how they feel. This ancient wisdom, rooted in the old Stoics' understanding of human nature, can guide us in recognizing the silent but powerful cues people give when they like us. If you're noticing someone's body subtly leaning in toward you, even when they're not speaking, it's not just a coincidence. Their body is telling you something that words can't. Want to tap into this ancient wisdom and know when someone's emotions speak louder than their words. Drop a comment below. Right. Now, I trust my instincts over words. Sign 3. They say your name more than necessary. This isn't just a casual quirk. It's a deliberate act of intimacy. Think about it. When someone likes you, your name becomes more than just a word. It becomes a key to their emotions. Epicurus once said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants in relationships. This principle applies to the person who likes you. Your name is their wealth. It is their way of showing that you and you alone occupy a special space in their thoughts. When they say your name more often than expected, it's not just politeness. It's a reflection of the subconscious desire to forge a deeper connection to make you feel seen and valued. Psychological studies back this up hearing. Our own name activates the reward centers of the brain, sparking a feeling of belonging that's not. By accident, they want you to feel valued. They want you to know you matter now. Don't take this lightly when you're on the receiving end of this attention. It's a sign they're trying to keep you close mentally and emotionally. When you're not with them, they're still thinking about you. They're not just talking to you. They're pulling you in, reaffirming your place in their mind. It's powerful. You must realize this is not random or casual. It's strategic and it's loaded with meaning. And if you've ever noticed how sweet to the sound of your name can be when someone you care about says it, then you understand the truth of it. The same applies to them. You might not know it, but that repetition is their secret weapon, their way of reinforcing a bond that's already growing. Make no mistake, this isn't just about words, it's about power. This is where Epictetus's teachings on Stoicism meet the realities of modern relationships. The Stoic mindset teaches us that mastery over ourselves brings the greatest sense of fulfillment. So when someone uses your name frequently, it's an act of mental control, an effort to ensure that you never feel distant. They're bringing you closer, bit by bit. They're embedding you in their thoughts, and you must recognize that it's the art of attraction Stoicism. At its finest, they're using your name as a tool to draw you into their sphere, to create a silent yet powerful emotional bond. This act is so much more than just saying a word. It's a psychological strategy. It's their way of telling you without saying it outright, I care, you're important, and it's something you must learn to recognize in modern life. People rarely do things randomly. Everything is calculated, especially when emotions are involved. So the next time you catch someone saying your name, a little too much, don't dismiss it. Instead, understand the deep subconscious message they're sending you. They like you, and they're doing everything in their power to make sure, it recognize this as a sign of attraction. It's not a game. It's a reflection of their growing feelings toward you. Take notice, act accordingly. Don't ignore this powerful signal, Epictetus and Stoicism. Teach us to read the subtle signs in life. This is one you can't afford to miss sign. 4. People tell you they talk about you a lot. When friends or colleagues mention that someone talks about you frequently, take note. This is no coincidence. It's a subtle and indirect way of expressing their emotions, an emotional displacement tactic, if you will. Instead of confessing their feelings directly, they share them through others, ensuring they avoid the risk of rejection. It's a safe way to keep you in their world. A strategy to keep you close while they protect themselves through these indirect comments. They make sure your name is often in the air, even if they're not the ones saying it outright. It's the old Stoic wisdom at play, using the minds of others to communicate what their heart is. Too afraid to say, this type of behavior can show up unexpectedly in casual conversations where your name slips out almost effortlessly. What may seem like a random remark is actually their way of processing their emotions, as they seek out advice or validation from others about their feelings toward you. This is an instinctual form of expression, one rooted in the Stoic principles of emotional restraint, but it reveals far more than they intend. If you've noticed multiple people telling you that they hear your name, often in someone else's discussions, it's no small sign. It's a loud, quiet admission that you have a prominent place in their thoughts, even if they don't yet have the courage to speak of it directly. The iron mind of the Stoic understands that sometimes actions speak louder than words, and this subtle form of communication is a perfect example. Their affection, while masked by the veils of indirect conversation, is unmistakable and powerful, spilling over in a way they can no longer hide. Take note of it. If it happens to you, don't dismiss. It recognize that through their actions, they are telling you more than their words ever could. And don't forget the iron mind that embraces Stoic principles, knows that understanding these signs and acting accordingly is an essential part of mastering our relationships. If you've noticed people mentioning your name more often than usual, don't brush it off. This is a sign they're thinking about you more than they realize, even if they aren't saying it directly. The Stoic wisdom here reveals their feelings without them even knowing it. If this resonates with you, comment below. I recognize the signs and I'm ready to act on them. Sign 5. They find small reasons to touch you, then get awkward. In the world of human connection, physical touch is one of the most powerful and direct ways to express attraction. Yet, it remains one of the most subtle and complex when someone is genuinely interested, but perhaps hesitant or unsure of how to fully express themselves. Their touches will be brief almost, as if they're testing the waters, whether it's a light brush of the arm, a hand grazing yours, or an accidental tap. These moments might appear trivial or even random, but in reality, they are intentional and speak volumes about their desire. This is where the old Stoic rules of self-control come into play. The Stoics were masters of restraint, understanding that true power lies in controlling one's emotions. Yet even they acknowledged that emotions, when expressed, cannot always be hidden in a world that operates on the paths of wisdom. However, what reveals the depth of their feelings is how they react afterward. If they pull away, quickly avoid eye contact, or chuckle nervously, it's a clear sign of inner conflict, excitement, and vulnerability battling for dominance. This moment is the emotional equivalent of the Stoic concept of apatheia, a calm that comes from understanding one's feelings without being overwhelmed. By them, their instinct is to reach out, but their fear of being too vulnerable or exposed causes them to retreat. This push-pull dynamic in their behavior is often more revealing than any spoken words. It is the silent language of the heart, raw and unguarded, a confession of emotions so deep that words cannot contain them. The essence of this moment is captured in the idea that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength, a fundamental teaching of both ancient Stoic philosophy and modern wisdom. These subtle gestures are a delicate dance of affection, filled with meaning, even if they don't culminate in anything more. It's a vulnerability shared with you, however fleeting an invitation to see their true feelings in today's world, where people often hide behind digital screens and communicate in superficial ways. Moments like these are powerful reminders of how humans express deep emotions without needing grand gestures. In essence, when someone touches you and then quickly pulls away, they are revealing something more profound than words can ever express a genuine, vulnerable, and honest connection. So if you notice this subtle sign, understand that you are witnessing a hidden truth being revealed. A truth that might not be spoken, but is deeply felt. Sign 6. Their mood shifts dramatically around you. Think about the moment you enter a room. Have you ever noticed how someone's energy can change? Instantly they might light up, become more animated, or perhaps retreat into a quiet, contemplative state. This isn't random. This is a direct reflection of the effort they are putting into managing their emotions. When someone is drawn to you, their brain's reward system goes into overdrive, intensifying their feelings and often leading to dramatic mood swings. One moment, they're exhilarated, the next, they may seem nervous or even self-conscious. These shifts are not just a passing whim. They speak volumes about how deeply your presence impacts them. You see, they're working hard to keep their emotions in check. It's an exhausting mental exercise, constantly trying to regulate the overwhelming sensations they feel in your presence. The key here is that this emotional tug-of-war isn't an accident. It's a clear, honest sign of their inner turmoil, their mind at war with their heart. As Epicurus, the Stoic philosopher, wisely said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Yet when someone's mood fluctuates around you, their desire to maintain composure may be a sign. They want more than they can admit, more than they can control. Their emotional shifts are a sign you matter to them, and it is not something they can easily hide. Do not overlook this. It's the mark of someone invested in you. They can't help themselves. You see, in our modern lives, this is exactly what happens when attraction meets stoicism. The Stoic wisdom of Epictetus about controlling your desires and mastering your emotions is tested when you're in the room, making them human, making them vulnerable. This is the game of the mind and heart. Their struggle to contain their feelings is a reflection of how much you matter make no mistake. This emotional upheaval, these mood shifts are not trivial. They speak a powerful truth. You've penetrated their emotional armor, and remember, in life, it's not the people who wear their feelings on their sleeves who win. It's those who, like Stoics, maintain control of their emotions even when faced with overwhelming attraction. But here's the secret. When someone's mood swings around you, it's the beginning of a powerful connection. They may be trying to hide it, but their energy tells the truth. So notice these signs and understand this. Don't let opportunities slip away when someone's emotions fluctuate around. They are invested, and that's the first step toward mastering the art of connection. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting very interesting in the comment section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Sign 7. They have silent moments that feel loud. There are moments in life when the deepest connections between people arise from silence rather than words. It may seem counterintuitive, but sometimes the most profound connections we share with others don't come from endless chatter, but from the quiet moments we spend together. This is especially true when someone likes you so much they can no longer hide. Their emotions are so raw, so undeniable, that they spill over not in words, but in presence. You can feel it in the air, thick with emotion. As though the silence itself has something to say, the ancient principles of Stoic wisdom teach us that the most powerful connections aren't always verbal. They often come from shared experiences, shared silences. In fact, it's the quiet moments that often carry the heaviest weight and the deepest significance. These moments of silence are not simply empty pauses or awkward gaps in conversation. They are charged, laden with meaning. There's a sense of closeness that can only be achieved through this unspoken understanding where neither person needs to say anything to know exactly how the other feels. This is what is known as limbic resonance, a phenomenon where two people's nervous systems sync in such a way that they can almost feel what the other person is experiencing. This synchronization creates a bond that goes far beyond words. It's an unspoken agreement, an invisible communication, where you are so attuned to the other person that you don't need to say anything to feel their presence, to feel their emotions. And that's what makes these silent moments so profound. They are moments of deep emotional connection. It's like a silent conversation happening between your hearts. As the Stoic philosophers emphasize, true understanding often transcends words. It resides in the ability to connect without speaking, to trust and be vulnerable without the need to explain everything. When you share these moments of silence with someone who is emotionally invested in you, it's as though the relationship has entered a new level of depth. This is not just someone sitting across from you. This is someone who is emotionally entwined with you, someone whose feelings for you run deep, so deep that words are no longer necessary. In fact, it's often during these moments that the emotional bond is strengthened. You've reached a point where you don't need to fill the silence with forced conversation. You both know exactly what's being communicated, even if no words are spoken. It's a sign of trust. It's a sign that they are not just physically present with you, but emotionally engaged in the moment. This unspoken connection is a mark of vulnerability. It takes courage to share these moments without feeling the need to mask your feelings with words. It's almost as if in these silent moments, their heart is speaking directly to yours. You don't need to guess how they feel because the silence says it all, and make no mistake. This rare, unspoken understanding is not something that can be faked in a world where many people wear masks, where words can easily be manipulated or misunderstood. These moments of silent connection reveal the raw truth of someone's feelings. The powerful synchronicity that occurs in these moments speaks volumes far louder than any declaration or professed emotion. It is a true manifestation of emotional honesty and strength. This is what the Stoic principles were all about: mastering your own emotions, becoming in tune with the silent communication that happens between people, understanding that not every message needs to be spoken to be understood. It's the iron mind, at work, the ability to observe, to feel, and to connect without the need for excessive words. The old Stoic wisdom reminds us that in the most intimate moments, silence can be the loudest expression of all. When you experience these moments with someone, you should realize that you've entered a new phase of emotional intimacy. You've shared something more powerful than any verbal exchange, a true emotional connection that requires no explanation. The very fact that someone can sit with you in silence and feel just connected, as they would in a conversation, speaks volumes about how much they like you. It's not just about being in the same room, it's about being emotionally attuned to one another in such a way that even silence is comfortable. You're no longer two separate people passing time. Together, you've become emotionally entwined, so much so that you don't need to fill the space with unnecessary chatter. This is the language of the heart, a language older than words, more primal and powerful than anything the mind can conjure. So if you find yourself experiencing such moments with someone, don't be afraid of the silence. Embrace it. It's a rare and beautiful thing. A sign that someone's emotional investment in you runs deep. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us that silence is not empty. It's full of meaning. It's the iron mind, recognizing the depth of a connection without the need for words. These moments of quiet connection are not a sign of discomfort or awkwardness. They are a sign of something much more powerful: trust, vulnerability, and a bond that runs deeper than anything that could be said aloud. Pay attention to these moments. They are the ones that reveal true affection, the ones that show someone's feelings for you when they can no longer hide them. 2. Sign 8. Sign 8. They remember the little details about you. When someone truly cares about you, they will remember the small details. Those little things that most people might overlook or forget. It could be something as simple as your favourite food, a specific hobby, or even a small habit that you casually mentioned weeks ago. These aren't just insignificant facts to them. They are pieces of the puzzle that make you. They carry weight when someone takes the time to recall these seemingly trivial details. It's a clear sign that they have been paying close attention to you, and it's not just surface-level attention. It goes deeper. They are emotionally and mentally invested in you, and they are quietly storing this information away as a way to understand and connect with you better in a world that often moves too fast, where we barely have time to listen to each other. These small moments of attentiveness stand out. It's a rare and precious sign of true interest. The Stoics understood the power of mindfulness, of focusing on what truly matters, not letting the distractions of life take away from the things that shape our connections. They knew that paying attention to the little things wasn't just about being polite. It was about valuing someone's unique essence and respecting their individuality. Stoic wisdom teaches that the deepest forms of affection are often conveyed through subtle actions, not grand gestures. Remembering the little details about someone isn't just an accident. It's a deliberate act of emotional investment. It's a person saying, I see you, I hear you, and I care enough to hold on to what you share with me. This practice aligns perfectly with the Stoic rules, which encourage us to be present, to truly observe the world around us, and to act in ways that reflect respect and attentiveness toward those we care about. When someone takes the time to remember the small things about you, they're showing you something much deeper than mere politeness. They're expressing their affection in a quiet but powerful way. It might not always be something they announce or flaunt. They may not say out loud, "I remember that you like this," but their actions speak volumes when they offer you your favorite snack or suggest an activity they know you enjoy. It's their way of expressing how much they value you without needing to shout it from the rooftops in our modern, often noisy world. This type of thoughtfulness can sometimes feel rare, but it's a sign that the person is emotionally and mentally engaged in the relationship. They're not just passing through life alongside you, they're walking beside you intentionally with a deep respect for WHO you are. In the paths of wisdom laid out by the Stoics, we are reminded to keep our focus on what matters most. And it's in these small, seemingly inconsequential moments that we often find the deepest expressions of care. So when someone takes note of the little details that make you unique, take it as a sign that they are walking the path of emotional depth with you. Don't dismiss it. Don't shrug it off as something minor. It's their way of showing you that you matter, that you are important enough for them to remember the nuances that make you you. And while they might not always put their feelings into words, their actions tell the real story. This is the kind of affection the Stoics would recognize, a form of love that is expressed through attentiveness, respect, and mindfulness. This is someone who truly values you, and you should acknowledge it. If you found this valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Wisdom, comment to remember. True affection is shown in the smallest details, not grand gestures. Sign 9. They're protective of you, even in small ways. When someone deeply likes you to the point where they can no longer hide their feelings, one of the most powerful and unmistakable signs of affection is their protective nature. Now, this isn't about them putting themselves in harm's way or rushing in to fight your battles with a dramatic flair. No, this is much more subtle, yet just as meaningful. It's in those everyday, seemingly insignificant gestures that reveal the depth of their feelings they offer to carry your bags when your hands are full, ensuring you're settled comfortably in a room full of people keeping an eye on you when you're feeling down, or even making sure you have everything you need before they leave. These actions, though, small are not just polite, they are deeply revealing. You see, what they are doing is not driven by a desire to show off, but rather a natural, almost instinctual desire to care for you. It's an emotional connection they cannot conceal, a bond that is woven from genuine concern, which manifests through action in the world of Stoic philosophy. We are reminded that virtue is not loud or boastful. It does not demand attention or seek validation. It simply is. Epictetus, a revered Stoic philosopher, taught that true virtue is not shown through grand gestures, but through steady, quiet actions that serve the greater good. What we see in this protective behaviour is exactly that. It is a reflection of a Stoic's deep desire to act with integrity, to be a stable, unwavering presence in your life. The Stoic would never act out of emotional impulsiveness, but from a grounded place of care and responsibility. This protective instinct, whether they're aware of it or not, is not just about shielding you from physical harm, but about maintaining a sense of emotional safety and comfort in your presence. Their desire is to ensure your peace, to create an environment where you feel secure, supported, and valued. But let's be clear, this protective nature isn't about being possessive, nor is it about controlling or dominating the other person. It's about standing as a strong and supportive ally with the intention of fostering your well-being. It's the quiet strength of someone who knows that real power doesn't come from dominating another person. It comes from being there for them, supporting them in ways that are often unseen, but always felt. This is the beauty of Stoicism. It teaches us that true power lies not in external displays of strength, but in the quiet, consistent actions that build trust and reliability. Think about the small ways someone might protect you. They might make sure you've got a coat when it's chilly. They might ensure you're not left alone when everyone's busy, or they might simply check in on you when you seem a little off. It's in these moments that their feelings are revealed. It's their way of saying, without words, I care about you. I want you to be okay. I've got your back. These are not gestures, born out of obligation, but out of an innate desire to nurture and protect what they hold dear. They want to be your steady anchor in the chaos, your support system, when the world feels overwhelming. This is not about superficial kindness. This is about a deep, authentic connection, a bond forged in the fires of care and concern, the way they protect you. These seemingly insignificant moments are not just signs of politeness. They are profound acts of love. In these actions, they are showing you that they are there for you, not only in the good times, but when you need a bit of extra support, when you're unsure or when you feel vulnerable. And it's in these moments that they prove their commitment to being there, not through declarations, but through actions that speak louder than any words. You must understand that these gestures are not trivial. They are a manifestation of a deeper commitment, one that transcends superficial attraction. They are showing you that they will be there for you, not when it's convenient or easy, but consistently in ways that matter the most. As Epictetus would say, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The same applies here. It's not the grand acts of protection that define them, but the small, meaningful gestures that they offer without hesitation. This is what the Stoics would call a sign of true virtue, someone acting from a place of integrity, doing what they believe is right, regardless of whether anyone notices or not. So if you notice someone doing these small things, understand this: it's not about them trying to impress you. It's about their genuine desire to make sure you are safe, happy, and taken care of. It's a subtle but powerful expression of their affection and respect, and if you don't recognize this, you risk overlooking one of the most profound and intimate ways someone can express how much they truly care. Bonus: they make an effort to include you in their plans. Bonus: they make an effort to include you in their plans. When someone likes you so much they can't hide it anymore. One of the clearest signs is how they make an active effort to include you in their life. This isn't about just offering an invitation here or there. It's about them planning things specifically with you in mind, often making sure you're a part of their world in a way that feels intentional. This goes beyond the casual, I thought you might like this type of inclusion. It's the subtle, deliberate effort they make to ensure you're included in group activities, events, or even just in their day-to-day routines. They'll remember that you like a certain activity, and they'll plan something around it. Or they might invite you to do something they enjoy simply because they want to share that experience with you. It's important to note that this is not about obligation, it's about desire. A person who genuinely likes you will actively seek out moments to bond, to create shared experiences. Whether it's something simple like suggesting a movie they know you've been wanting to see or planning a weekend trip around your schedule, their actions are all about keeping you close, ensuring you're part of their world in a meaningful way. The ancient Stoics taught us to recognize virtue in simple acts, when someone makes an effort to include you in their plans. It's a sign of emotional investment, respect, and an unspoken desire to deepen the connection. It's the quiet strength of their affection, manifesting in their actions, not just their words. You become an integral part of their life. And that's a powerful sign of how much they care. If you've noticed this pattern, take it as a clear sign. Someone is trying to show you that you matter and they want you to be a part of their journey. Embrace it and recognize the genuine affection behind it. Conclusion: 9 signs. They like you so much. They can't hide it anymore. Old Stoic wisdom. Hey there, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found these signs really eye-opening. It's amazing how often we overlook the subtle cues people give when they're feeling something strong. The truth is, even when someone tries to keep their feelings under wraps, real emotions have a way of slipping out. Whether it's through their eyes, body language, the way they speak, or even their silences. These things can tell you more than words. Ever could if you've noticed these signs in someone around you. Don't brush it off as just your imagination. It's likely you're witnessing something real, someone's heart quietly confessing, even if they're not ready to say it out loud yet. So take a moment, listen carefully to what's being shared without words, and trust your instincts. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply acknowledge the signs and let things unfold naturally. Now, if any of this made you think of someone in your life, or sparked some unexpected emotions, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a like, leave a comment, and share with me. Which sign spoke to you the most? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Psycho, library for more deep psychology, rich insights that can help you better understand human behavior and relationships. Thanks again for tuning in, and remember, the next time you catch someone showing these signs, trust that they might be trying to tell you something that words can't until next time. Take care, stay curious, and keep exploring the mysteries of the human mind.